I think
Conor,
he's looking good.
When a guy puts on some fat, but he's still like not a fat person. He just added fat. So it looks like he's added a lot of muscle, but really he's added some muscle and some fat.
Of course,
and, And can we pick up a current? Maybe I need to find it myself.
Yeah, it's that big bearded, poofy picture of him. I mean, that's what he's going to look like if he's bulking. He's going to be in a calorie surplus.
And he had clearly put on some muscle.
And he's not doing cardio because he's got a fucking pin in his leg or a bar in it or rod or whatever it is now.
Hard to do cardio without legs.
Yeah, you got to do like one of those fucking like wheelchair bikes or something. I don't know what you do without your legs.
I'm not finding the picture. You know what? This is good. Can you show this picture, Zach?
Yeah, he's definitely been getting bigger.
Yeah, he's got a lot more size now, for sure.
Just look at this and see. Oh, can you zoom in on that?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So, like, look at him on the left in particular. That's not what he used to look like. Now, he's added muscle. I'm not saying he hasn't.
Right.
I'm just saying a lot of that's not muscle. Sometimes you add some fat on there.
Or it's not cut muscle, at least.
You put fat on it and all the muscles look a little bigger, but really, this is a man who can't do cardio. I feel like the world is acting like he got jacked.
Right.
I am saying he's eating his carbs.
I mean,
You're saying he got bigger, but...
And, like, I guarantee he's got more power behind that punch than he did when he was... like shredded, like very thin, because he has put some muscle on. He looks strong. Like it doesn't look like he's been packing on fat the wrong way. It looks like it's almost like a clean.
This is how you build. I see veins in his delts. He's definitely a higher fat percentage because he is bulking. He's just I see this as him adding calories so he can add muscle because that's how it works, and then he'll cut the fat off and he'll look better than ever before. Probably. I just don't know if he can still fight.
I mean, when's his last win? Like 2019?
Zach said a good point. Getting ready for Nate again. So if people don't know, Nate's a big boy, and that would imply he'd fight at 170, probably not 155. So this might be the move if you're getting ready for Nate Diaz. The one trouble is Conor, although it wasn't during the Diaz fight, is known for really just being the first round fighter. He's absolutely lethal. One of the most dangerous people in the sport's history, 4 or 5 minutes. You get into the 6th, 7th minute and he wears out. The guy went from an inline 4 to a V8. He's just going to suck down more gas than before.
Is Nate Diaz even a big name now, or is it just the rivalry that they have that would make it interesting?
He's a very big name. Now, I would argue that his fighting talent right now, in his older days, doesn't match his name, but he's a big name, and that's what you asked.
Okay.
But he's going to be like the 14th best guy in his weight class.
But still a big name.
Yes. Yeah, for sure.
I mean, he has the face of a guy who's tough as shit. Like you wouldn't pick a fight with that guy just by face.
They can't make a muscle. Both the Diaz brothers, they go up there and they're like pose and they like put their arms forward and they look skinny.
Their biceps don't do things when they flex. Their biceps are like, yeah, wait, why are you doing that other thing?
And like, I'm not great at making muscles either, but they put their arm out like this. And it looks like it's like, dude, give it. It
makes it look all turkey-ish.
Give it the peak or something. You're doing this thing.
Makes it look like a tendon.
I think they're trying to like
a tendon. You do get it back.
I think they're almost trying to like play up their length longer than they are.
It looks like what's that animal that does that like T pose, like threat thing where it stands up? You seen that thing?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Let me find it. It's great.
A honey badger.
Honey badger just attacks.
Honey badger just fucks you up.
Good point.
But yeah. I mean, like, Nate Diaz, I'm confident I can outlift this guy in every single lift in the gym, but he would also murder me in half a second. Yeah, look at that.
I mean, it looks like a little fried chickeny when you have your arms extended.
This guy, if he would just, like, he's doing... I am not even on camera.
It looks like the Anchor Arms episode of SpongeBob where they zoomed in on his arm without the anchor arm and it's like just a bone.
He needs to get it back and like if he needs to rotate it back and make a muscle. This thing he's doing looks bad.
Yeah, he needs some anchor arms for sure.
I can't tell if his core looks so broad because of his small arms or if he's just a big rib cage guy.
I don't think his arm. Well, okay, his arms aren't big, and you might come from a. I'm saying body dysmorphia. Maybe that's not the term I'm looking for, but you see you, a man with big arms every day, and may have different expectations than a regular guy. I see Nate Diaz's arms is pretty good, but he can't pose for shit. If he was doing it right,
reasonable.
You're right. I bet he would look a lot more jacked if he would do exactly what you did, which was like tuck it, get that peak going.
Yeah, like if you put it forward, it looks like shit, but you tuck it, bring it back, and it looks way better.
Well, that would be cool if Conor did another fight, but is he planning to fight again, or is he just like amping up attention to himself so he can sell more of his like proper 20 or whatever his whiskey is?
So I don't know. You can't tell by what he says. What he says is, people think I don't have the fire. Just wait and see. I am fired up. I'm going to hit the gym. I'm going to train. I'm going to be world champion again. Fucking watch me. That's what he tells you. But this is a guy who's retired 6 times. This is a guy who's been saying that before, and then he just loses. Like what he says and what he does don't always match. But he says he's coming back to take on the world.
It seems like, and I don't follow the UFC, but it seems like Conor's camp and himself personally is so good at PR and building up attention, building up hype that like he doesn't even really need the resume in the last couple of years. It's like, no, that's Conor McGregor, the guy with the whiskey line, the guy with the clothesline, the guy with all of these controversies surrounding him. He's inherently interesting, even if he hasn't won in a couple of years. And I like that about him.
Yeah. That happens for champions towards the end of their career. People still care how they're doing, even though they're not what they used to be. And then some guys are good on the mic. Conor, I think, is the second best guy on the mic ever. I think he benefits from like being a pro fighter, right? Like being the second best fighter on the mic ever is being the worst comedian to have ever taken a stage.
Yeah.
Like he couldn't make it as a podcaster, right? But he's also the second best guy who's ever.
Who's the number one? I'm curious. Chael Sonnen. He's like, as far as like ripping people, like
jokes,
he would rip
people, and he would come prepared, and he would have an attitude about dominating. So for example, they would do these events where there's like 12 champions, or maybe the challengers and the champions all up there together doing a big press event, and Chael would go in there saying, I'm going to get all the attention. If I don't have more mic time than everybody else combined, I haven't hit today's goal. And he would have rhymes and poems and lines and sick digs prepared. And then he was just a natural at the impromptu stuff as well. Chael has a really successful YouTube channel, just rambling about.
Really?
Yeah, I bet he's past 1 million subs in no time, in like a year. And he just sort of rambles about fighters and tells stories from his past and stuff like that. And he has the gift of gab, and he's the best ever. He's actually a good speaker, as opposed to Conor, who just says, you'll do fucking nothing. Or who is that guy with the right attitude? Who is that guy as a lame comeback? He knows him. I have seen Conor go down the entire list of challengers in his weight class and list the lengths of all of their arms. And in the weight class above him, they're like, they think that guy's bigger than me. I got a 72-inch arm span. That guy has a 71-inch arm span. He's not bigger than me. And then some guy is like, Conor, I'm going to take you, Jeremy Stevens. I'm the hardest hitting guy at 145. And he's like, who the fuck is that guy? Dude, you watch tape on him. That's not a good back. It's not a good comeback, but everyone loved it, because when you're a fighter, all you have to say is, who is he? And they think it's clever.
It's the big banner moment, the punchline.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter the real substance behind it, but it sounded good in the moment. Ooh.
Right? Like, you'll do fucking nothing. I mean, it's tough. It's good. And he delivers it with the Irish accent, I think, helps his popularity.
I'll do nothing.
He was going to fight a guy named Cole Miller, good fighter, wrestler. And Cole Miller had to pull out of the fight because he injured his thumbs. Having no thumbs for a grappler is a big problem. And Conor's like, you fucking pussy. You don't need no thumb to fight. I don't need thumbs to fight. And it's a pretty sick, like, is it good or is it not good? I don't know. It seemed pretty good at the time, but only against other fighters who don't even have that.
I mean, it seems like the same way like making jokes is, whether it's stand up or on a podcast, like a huge amount of it is how you say it more than what you're saying. Like if you have the right inflection, the right intonation on certain syllables, you can make pretty much anything funny.
You have that gift in particular. I was on a swim team with a guy who was telling a story about how he waited too long in a Wendy's drive-thru. Everybody's in stitches. It's fucking hilarious. If I use that same material, they'd all leave the room. You know? But he had that gift.
We get it. You were at Wendy's too long. Christ. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry you had to wait on your Baconator, asshole. That's the response I would get. I know what you mean.
Yeah, it's a gift people have. It's cool.
Do you follow UFC much, Josh? Or what's your main sport if you're a sports guy at all?
The only thing that I ever paid any attention to was skateboarding. I went through a brief period of time when I was in prison where I was watching the UFC fights, but pretty early on, I realized that a bunch of dudes watching men fight gets them fired up to want to fight. Mm-hmm. And then they get real aggressive and really egotistical, and it gets real bad. So I stayed away from that while I was locked up and then haven't kept up with it since.
Smart.
That seems fair. Yeah,
I was a skateboarder in my youth.
It seems like anything would be better to play in the common room than professional fighting.
Yeah, it gets them very fired up and egotistical, and then they all are looking for any slight at all to tell somebody to catch the cell, and it's just a whole bunch of ego nonsense in prison where I was mostly exposed to it. Go to the cell
meet
to fight.
Me in the cells and we can fight privately.
Or they say put your shoes on or whatever. Yeah,
dude, that's the last thing I want. I want to fight in front of the guard station.
That's what they call a check-in move. That's why they tell you to catch the cell.
Can you buy baby oil at the commissary?
You used to be able to, but you can make amazing tattoo ink out of it.
Can I slick myself up naked?
You have to use some Vaseline, not baby oil. They took the baby oil off because people were making really good tattoo ink with it.